As we told you earlier, Republican lawmakers from the House and Senate are still working through a final version on tax reform. Votes are expected next week. We want to talk about what's in that plan, the politics around it, and another key issue with Senate Finance Committee Chairman and Senator Pro Tem Orrin Hatch. Thanks for being here.
Nice to be with you.
First on tax reform.
Sure.
Today, it seemed like there was a bit of a hiccup in that Senator Rubio from Florida said this. Take a listen.
Unless they can figure out a way to add to the 1,100 figure, I won't support the bill. I want to support tax reform. It's important for the country, but I think this needs to be part of it.
So, child tax credit to bump it up. You have Senators Rubio, Corker, Lee, and Flake. They're all saying something, and you don't have a lot of numbers. What's your take on all this?
Well, we have to work out those problems. That always happens towards the end of these very, very difficult, appropriations battles, and there's always somebody trying to get something more, and those are important issues, those child credits. As you know, I fought for those myself.
Right, and do you think that that's going to get worked out? I mean, how does that, you're in the conference, they've come up with something, and now this is 11th hour.
Yes, I think it'll get worked out one way or the other, but it's going to take good faith on both sides to be able to do it. And it's like anything else. We've got to get it resolved in order to get the bill passed.
Yeah, you have a couple of senators who are out for health reasons. Obviously, Senator McCain, Senator COCHRAN. Are they, do you believe, going to be back to vote?
I don't know. They've both been back on very crucial votes, so they may very well come back for those votes. But I'm not sure they have to, but let's hope that they both can get feeling better.
What we've seen out of this conference plan, the details, is that where you think this is, the 37% top rate, the 21% corporate rate? I mean, is this going to stick, or how much does this flex in the final days?
I think they're going to find it sticks pretty well. We wanted 20% rather than 21%, and it is going to be a sea change compared to what we've had, and it's going to be a major reduction in taxes. And I think we want to hold on to that, and I think even the Democrats are starting to feel that way. And
is it your sense that it will be effective January 1, 2018?
Well, I hope so. I hope so, but that remains to be decided.
Yeah, so a lot in these final days before a vote.
Yeah, it's not an easy, these final days are always difficult, and I have to say that McConnell, our leader, he's a master at this, and he has lots of help from some of the rest of us, too.
I want to talk about another important issue that you've been fighting for, and that is this young man from Utah, Josh Holt, 25 years old, pleading for his life, been in jail in Venezuela on a weapons charge for now nearly 18 months.
It was a phony charge to begin with. This guy is a returned Mormon missionary who fell in love with a woman down there in Venezuela, went down to pick her up, and they threw him in jail and framed him by saying he had illegal weapons in his possession. He's a very fine young man, and his parents, I know them very well. They're just anguishing over this like you can't believe. But for their purposes, they've really given him a rough time.
His mom talked to us last night.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to get him that help, but to go to the public and put the pressure on our government to do something more than what you've done so far, because obviously it's not working.
Talk about your relationship with them, how often you talk to them, kind of how that's established.
We talk on a regular basis. They're really a wonderful couple. It's this is a shame that they have to go through this. He's the type of a person who is totally honest, and it's inexcusable for them to do what they're doing. But it involves politics with the United States too, and our State Department, of course, has a rough time with people in Venezuela, and we're not in sync with the people, the leadership of Venezuela. And then you have the people of Venezuela aren't particularly in sync with the current leader. So you've got a lot of problems down there, and this has fit right in the middle of them, and it's really been very, very problematic for the family.
How have you used your influence, your rank, Senate Senate Pro Tem, highest leader, longest serving in the Senate. How have you used that to change this dynamic?
Well, we've brought the State Department into it. We brought ambassadorial types into it. We've done a lot of things to bring home that he has not done anything wrong and that they should let him go. We've used every possible thing that we can do to get this taken care of, but it's gotten into politics at this particular point, and the people in Venezuela are trying to take advantage of our country, and they're mad at us, and so they'll take it out on this poor young man and his new bride, and it's just really pathetic.
Well, hopefully that dynamic changes. Senator, are you definitively running again?
Well, I've said that I intend to run again, and you know, I'm still chairman of the Finance Committee, and will still be chairman once reelected. That's pretty darn important stuff. It's the most powerful committee on Capitol Hill, and I think most people would say I know what I'm doing there. So, yeah, I'd like to do that, but we'll wait and see. I'll probably announce this sometime after the first of the year as to just exactly what I'm going to do.
You think Mitt Romney has a political future?
Well, I sure do, and you know, if I didn't run, I would love to see him run in my place, and he certainly indicated he might. We're really close friends, and there's no problem there. But Mitt would be good wherever he serves, because he's a straight shooter, a really wonderful fellow, and as smart as can be. And
Senator, last thing, are we going to avoid a government shutdown at the end of next week?
We're going to avoid it, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, there are a lot of games being played, I have to say, by Democrats, and we'll have to work our way through those raindrops, and hopefully we can do it without getting too wet and get this thing done. We've got to get it done. I mean, it's just crazy to go through these type of holdups, but it happens almost every time we get to the end of the year.
It really does. Senator Hatch, thanks very much for being here.
Nice to be with you, Brett.